It is Thursday, April 16th, 2026. This is another edition of Baseball Today presented to you by T-Mobile. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan along for the ride as well. First of all, I want to apologize to everybody. I live in a neighborhood in Los Angeles where my Wi-Fi is crappy. It was out for like 10 to 12 hours on Wednesday. So it's my fault we didn't have a show.
It's okay, Chris. It happens to everybody. I think we both have the same internet provider, and I've had times where mine also goes out. Do you at least have options? I don't have an option. I have one option, which is crazy.
Yeah, we have a big community chat, and so there were a lot of people who were upset, and other people who were like, "Here, dummies, switch to this one."
Oh yeah, I'm not going to say names, but there's one that's uses satellites that I think I might have to switch to.
Anyway,
no free ads.
So Wednesday, truth be told, we're taping this late on Wednesday because of some scheduling stuff, but we're going to get to all of the big news that has transpired here. And obviously, Wednesday was Jackie Robinson Day around baseball, where everybody celebrates the legendary Jackie Robinson, in part by wearing number 42. We saw what Jazz Chisholm did with the pants pulled up like Jackie used to play. I love that. I love everybody paying homage with whether it's cleats or socks or hats or anything else. This really is like my favorite day of the regular season.
It's a phenomenal day to remember, to celebrate, such a prominent figure, not only in like the baseball history, but like Americana as well. Like he did so much for our culture. It's always great to celebrate him. Jazz looks like he stole those pants from CC Sabathia's old locker, doesn't he? As soon as I saw it, I was like, man, that's what it looks like. He's wearing his older brother's pants.
Yeah, but old CC. Now the new and redefined body of CC Sabathia, that would have been smaller.
Well, I don't know. Would he be wearing, if CC was pitching today with his skinny body, right, would he be wearing the skinny pants like Robbie Ray? He was a big baggy guy.
It's a great point. Great point. So part of the reason I love this day is because younger members of the baseball community can continue to learn about Jackie Robinson. And I was fishing through social media and something great popped on my timeline. So I want to share it here. This is from The Late Show with David Letterman in 1998. And the legendary Buck O'Neil, who was a wonderful man and an exceptional guest on any talk show. Of course, he played for the Kansas City Monarchs. He managed them as well. He became the first African-American coach in Major League Baseball when he joined the Chicago Cubs in 1962. They had a great discussion about Jackie Robinson. I think you'll enjoy this.
Did you, tell us about Jackie Robinson.
Oh, outstanding individual. And Jackie was so different than we were because we were acclimated to segregation. But not Jackie. Jackie came to the Monarchs in 1945. We've been going to a filling station in Oklahoma for 20 years, the Monarchs. We'd never gone to the restroom because on the door it said for white men only. So Jack is there, and we played that night in this town, and the next day we go to the filling station to get some gas. The man put the hose in the tank, said, "Oh, you boys were wonderful as usual. They filled the park up. Good to see you." Jackie got off the bus, started walking to the restroom. He said, "Boy, where you going?" He said, "I'm going to the restroom." He said, "Boy, you know you can't go to that restroom." Jackie said, "Take the hose out the tank." Now, the man thought then, because we got a 50-gallon tank on this side. We got a 50-gallon tank on that other side. He's not going to sell that much gas, to one customer until we got back there again. You know what he said? "You boys can go to the restroom, but don't stay long."
Comes down to economics a lot of times, doesn't it?
Of course. But the gist of that story is this. From that day on, we never got gas at the station. We couldn't go to the restroom. Yeah. We never played in a town that they didn't have a place for us to stay and to eat. Jackie said, "Listen, you're making money for these people. This is a capitalistic society. You don't have to take these things." Thank you, Jackie.
It really is an incredible clip.
I mean, that's the truth. Hit him where it hurts in the wallet. Yep. There's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah. It really was unreal. And I would say go just type it in, Buck O'Neil's appearance on David Letterman from 1998. There's more wonderful stories, and he just was fantastic storyteller. He came on Best Damn several times, and we were honored to have him. Just he could tell it. It was great. So, of course, the Dodgers, they play at home every April 15th, as well they should. And Shohei Ohtani was actually on the mound. What made it different on Wednesday night was that he was not hitting. He was not the designated hitter. But guess what? He still did his thing.
Longtime big league shortstop, second base last year with his bad knee. Ohtani strikes out the side. Dodgers keep rolling. Mets still struggling.
Yeah, the Mets are still struggling. They've lost 8 in a row. 8-2 was the final. Ohtani, 10 strikeouts, 6 innings. He did finally give up an earned run for the first time. That snapped a personal best of 32 2/3. Look, the reason he didn't DH was because he took a pitch kind of to the back on Monday night. And so Dave Roberts said he would have been in there if that didn't happen. But would it be smart for the Dodgers at some point to say, you know what? Just focus on pitching tonight. Take a night off at DH.
I mean, I think it makes a ton of sense, and not during the postseason, obviously, or any sort of stretch run or anything like that, but during the regular season, during 162, where we know the Dodgers are going to be in the playoffs, I think it makes a ton of sense. So, I also think about it from this perspective: like the Dodgers don't have all the answers here, like nobody does, because we've never seen this before. So the best thing they can do is just tell Shohei to, like, let's just be honest with each other. Like, let's always be honest. How is your body feeling? You don't need to push through things if you don't want to. Or, hey, if you do want to go and push things, let us know. I feel like he clearly knows his body better than anybody else. So I think they'd be wise to trust him. But then also, yeah, I don't know about routinely do this unless Shohei wanted it that way, but it does make sense to me, especially during the regular season, to take off the nights that he pitches. I mean, I don't want that,
I don't
but
either.
if that's going to keep him on the mound longer and feel better during the postseason, then yeah, let's do it.
Because his games played chart is insane, right? With the exception of the years that he has missed because of major injuries or time because of major injuries, he plays virtually every day. 158, 159 games. He does not like not playing. And this was the first time in almost 5 years where he pitched in a game and did not hit. So I imagine for him it's extremely strange. So I can't imagine it's something that he wants to do, but Dave Roberts did say before the game that this is something we talked about in the spring. Like, we do have to start broaching this subject if indeed he's going to be as sharp as he can be for an October run.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this now. I mean, I keep going back to the Byron Buxton reference, but now with Mike Trout this year, if you start taking things away from guys, I think it can have an impact mentally. Like Trout, hey, you're going to DH, you're going to play right field, and we don't want you playing center anymore. Well, like, I feel like that made Trout feel like less of a ball player. Now he's back in center field. We're seeing him do his thing. I've talked about Buxton and them telling him not to run. Now he's running and playing defense and doing all the wonderful things. You just don't want Shohei to lose his edge or the routine. But if he's like, yeah, this actually feels good. Like when I pitch, like I don't need to hit. Can he pinch hit?
No, once he's out, he's out. If he's not in the lineup as a
think
DH.
about that right now. Like,
hey,
okay, I'm done pitching. Can I pinch hit now?
They've made up rules for him, and they have changed things.
It's crazy to think about that. Also, I found a new goal of mine. I want to purchase a Jackie Robinson Day Shohei Ohtani worn jersey.
Oh, God.
How cool is that?
You better call your neighbor.
What do you think that's worth? Like the one he wore today?
I mean, I don't know. I don't have a guess.
Like
I'm not good with
$100 grand,
memorabilia.
$50,000? Like, what is it? Probably upwards.
I would think the former is probably where it lands.
Okay.
Yeah, 100. I would think 6 figures. Wouldn't you?
Dan, can you Google if there's one available right now?
I mean, it's got to be signed.
300 to 500,000.
Oh,
jeez.
From 2024, 500 grand. That's incredible. While Dan fishes for that photo,
dreaming. Be a different dream for me.
Yeah, different one, or just lean on some of your neighbors. Very quickly on this one. How important do you think winning a Cy Young to him would be?
Does he not have one? No, he
No.
doesn't.
He finished 4th, I think, in
Yeah.
2022, maybe.
Man, I mean, yeah, I think it'd be cool for him to just add that. Is that the only major award he hasn't won? It's got to
Yeah,
be.
I
I
mean,
mean, no Gold Glove, obviously. Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
crazy if he won the Gold Glove one year.
Well, did you see the play he made Wednesday night where he just he grabbed it and sped over to the bag? I was like,
I'm not
It's
even
not like-
sure how pitchers win Gold Gloves. Like, I'm not sure what we're looking at. If it's truly fielding oriented or if it's like, hey, this guy holds runners on the best. Like, I don't really know how they come up with it.
it's interesting. Interesting. All right, here we go. Here's the jersey.
Oh,
That's a-
50-50
that's
season. Jackie
Mhm.
Robinson, 42 Shohei Ohtani jersey. How much is that? I can't see. 300 to 500 grand. This is on an auction site. Oh my God.
Well, we could pool all our money at John Boy and we could get probably $3,000 to $5,000.
Yeah, we can.
There you go. By the way, the Mets, 8 losses in a row. They scored a total of 12 runs.
It's
Man.
bad, Chris. That's my biggest preseason miss was ranking the Mets 3rd in all of baseball.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. Hang with the Mets and Mets fans.
I did have the Guardians
time-
high though.
What's
Just
that?
so you know. I had the Guardians pretty high actually, just so you know.
It's time for Game Savers, which is powered by Amazon. And just like Amazon is ready to save the day when life throws you a curveball, let's discuss how actually the Angels defense and at least one of their relievers saved the game for the New York Yankees. And what a crazy series this was, right? Started off with Monday with Judge and Trout both having multi-homer games. Trent Grisham with one of his own, tied the game. Yankees end up walking it off on a wild pitch. Angels win blowout fashion on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, things went back and forth. Both Trout and Judge took center stage, and then another 9th inning wow moment.
1-2. Drilled deep to right field. Going back Adele. Track. Wall. See ya. Into the Judge's chambers. A long home run the other way. And the Yankees lead 1-0.
He drives this one to right field. Judge is going back. That's to the wall. It's gone. Mike Trout on a 3rd straight day in New York. He's given the Angels a 4-3 lead.
Runners go again. Line into left center field. It's a base hit. That'll tie the score. Wells rounding 3rd. They're sending him home. Here he comes. Here's the throw. He's safe. And the Yankees walk it off. And they win 5-4. Caballero comes through.
Man, if you're the Halos, you must be heartbroken. You could have easily won the first 3 games of this series.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right there. I mean, in that last inning, the Peraza/Neto drop fly ball in the infield gets Jazz on. Even right there, if the throw is just on the right side of the plate, he's out. Game goes on. You have a chance. And it just goes to show you, man, you can't give good teams extra 90 feet. You just can't. And the Yankees are a good team. But yeah, the Angels, I mean, that was like a great series in some regards in New York, but also you end up losing 2 out of 3 right now. So
Yeah, well, they still have
yeah.
day ball on Thursday where they could get it back. But I think the point is this. This is part of the reason fans universally feel terribly for Mike Trout. Even when he is doing everything in his power, 4 home runs in 3 games, that's virtually unheard of against the New York Yankees in their crib. And he is swinging the bat beautifully, and they have set themselves up to win. They did it on Monday. They did it again on Wednesday. Both times Jordan Romano's in the game. Here, I felt bad for Romano because he was shook after that pop-up dropped in the infield. Something happened. Jazz steals a base. It just... You can't lose games like that. If the Angels are going to be serious and stick around and not be crappy like they've been seemingly every year for the last 6 or 7, you cannot lose games like that, and it pisses me off, particularly when Mike Trout's healthy and playing well. And I'm not even a fan of the Angels.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel bad for Jordan Romano. I mean, you gotta get the job done. You can't be sad because someone makes an error behind you. You know, you gotta continue to go. I mean, I agree with you. If I'm an Angels fan, if I'm Swilly in the building, you have this like huge joy of watching Mike Trout just homer every single game, go oppo, go left field. All these things is so amazing. But then, yeah, you get your heart broken a couple different times. It's kind of what being an Angels fan has meant for a while.
Is it possible though? Because if you're not a fan of either the Yankees or the Angels and you just like enjoy watching baseball and you don't have a rooting interest, is it possible the Angels are going to turn into a fun team to watch this year? They've already given us some like really memorable games and moments, the Joe Adell catch, robbing 3 homers in a game. Like, is it possible that the Angels have turned the corner in that direction?
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about some of the guys on offense for a while, but I do think they'll be fun the same way like the Diamondbacks are fun to watch. They just kind of have, in recent years, have found themselves in a bunch of just like crazy games, and they have the firepower to put up runs, and then they kind of have a bullpen that would give up a bunch of runs. So that does make for entertaining games.
Yes.
I think there are fun teams. Are fun players on this team, and I don't know, like I don't think they're going to get in brawls all the time. You can talk about some of their starting pitching; it's been great. Soriano's been outstanding, and Detmers has had some good starts. So, like, yeah, there are going to be times where like the Angels are going to be one of the better watches in baseball. I just think over 162 with that bullpen,
Yeah,
and we'll see if the starting pitching can keep it up. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'm into watching them.
Yeah, I would make this point that obviously Romano has struggled in his last 2 appearances. Before that, he hadn't been scored upon in six appearances for them. So that was a good start. They do have Kirby Yates, who's getting close. Ben Joyce is starting to throw like face batters and stuff. So maybe those sort of arms could help a little bit. But yeah, I'm worried about that bullpen. But that is what will make them frustrating for Angels fans. Fun if you're playing against the Angels to be able to stay in games.
I think, oh gosh, I'm going to try to do an analogy, a 2-sport analogy right now.
Careful.
I'm going to, and yeah, a little controversy here. I think watching Mike Trout is very similar to watching, this is going to sound so bad. Oh my gosh.
Go for it.
Yeah, you want me to say it?
Please.
Like, do you remember when Tiger Woods was coming back? He had his surgeries and he ends up winning that Masters, right?
Yes,
I feel like the same when we're rooting for Mike Trout. I think everyone is behind Mike Trout right now to have this resurgent 40 homer, vintage Mike Trout season. It almost is the same thing to me as when the golf community, I know we've had troubles recently, but at that point, the entire golf community was behind Tiger and kind of like the comeback.
Right. Obviously, it's a little tough to mention Tiger's name and feel good about a lot of stuff. But yes, your point is well taken from the standpoint of there are certain athletes that we have where it doesn't, even people in his own division, like Mike Trout. I mean, I think I retweeted his homer on Wednesday night and said, I would find it hard to believe that there's a person out there that's rooting against Mike Trout. And I got I got Astros fans in my mention. I got Texas Rangers fans. They're like, you're right. Like who doesn't love Mike Trout? Part of it is because you feel badly that he's only had 13 playoff at bats and the organization has not done a good enough job supporting him. The other part of the equation is that he hasn't stayed healthy enough to continue what was sort of start to a Hall of Fame career that we hadn't seen out of a lot of players. So that's all part of it. And he's easygoing. He's likable. He doesn't say anything that's controversial. You're like, man, he seems fine. Like as a dude, you're like, he's a good dude. Root for him. Want him to do well. Stay healthy. And there's no reason not to root for him. I don't know how many athletes there are. Throw some in the comments. Like, I don't know how many active athletes there are that way.
Yeah, I don't even know like other baseball players. I feel like Shohei is that way, but I think he's too good right now. Like people don't like when you're in your prime, people aren't about you.
I don't agree with you at all. I think there's a certain sector of fan base that feels like he got off the gambling scandal
Well, I mean,
very easily.
okay.
I'm just telling you what I think.
I know, but like, I don't even want to go there. So I don't include him though, because I do feel like, again, in our society, we don't love the people at the top. We love the people that were at the top and then came down, and then we root for them to get back up again. That's like the American way for some reason. We root for you on the way up. Then you're at the top. We don't like you. Then you come down. We don't like you. But then when you go back up, we're back.
It's a great point. Trout never had the go down to the point where people wanted to pull him down. It was the injuries and the franchise's organizational failure that pulled him down. Nothing that he said, did, acted, none of it.
Yeah, I mean, is like maybe Paul Skeens is on that train, right? Like I feel like a lot of people like to just root for him.
Yes, and that will change when he changes teams.
Yes.
You would agree?
Yeah, I'm honestly like trying to think about other players that are universally liked. It's very hard to be that way.
In any sport, that's hard. I
think
like your boy
Mahomes was that at the beginning. At the beginning, he was.
Yes, but not now.
Not now. No.
I think your boy Matthew Stafford is pretty close.
Dude, you're totally right. He is.
I think he's pretty close.
Yeah. He's the
old
dog.
Burrow, I think Joe Burrow is. I think people love Lamar. I think they want to see him play a little bit better in the playoffs. But I think people love watching him for the most part and have seen him significantly improve.
Josh Allen's probably one too. Some of these quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They're so likable, you know.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a handful. NBA, there's a couple of guys. I think SGA is really likable. Everything but the drawing the fouls.
I can't even get people to root for me in the warehouse, let alone like nationally.
This is a good one. I like that. Throw some names in the comments of active players. That's good stuff. I dig that. One other note, by the way, from Aaron Boone said after the game that Garrett Cole's going to make a rehab start Friday for AA for the Yankees affiliate. So that train is moving, which is great news for everybody. It's good to have him back, hopefully soon. All right, thanks to our partners at Amazon. Shop Amazon, save on essentials, save the everyday. Make sure you go do that. All right. So another player that burst on the scene, 4-hit game day one as a big leaguer, was Kevin McGonigal. And huge expectations, right? Well, now he's got a huge bank account because he signed an extension that pretty much, I'm not going to say it didn't come out of nowhere because you figured, well, who's next? And he is next. 8 years, $150 million for the Tigers infielder. And it was obviously an emotional day for him on Wednesday.
Mom, Dad, I dreamed about this growing up. We talked about it growing up, so I'm happy you're here sharing the moment with me. And just all the time you spent, all the money you spent to get me to this point. It means a lot. Love you guys. Happy you're here with me and sharing this moment with me. Congratulations. Thank you guys.
That's a real moment, dude.
It is a real moment. It's cool. I can't even imagine like being his dad. I'd be crying.
Yeah. 21 years old. 21 years old, and his life changes like that with one signature.
I'm looking at the breakdown of the cash right now. It's interesting, this deal. I mean, it's not like it's some far-fetched or different, but like I'm looking, next year earns $1 million, then his third year in the big leagues will be $7 million, then 16, 21, 22, and then 23 annually for the next 3 years. So,
well, this is the fourth pretty significant deal that we have seen since the start of the regular season. One in Milwaukee, one in Seattle, one in Pittsburgh, and now one in Detroit. Are you at all, I'm not sitting here saying, well, they deserve it, don't deserve it. That's not the discussion we're having. Are you having a tough time wrapping your head around these significant numbers that keep going and going and going for such young guys with no time in the show.
A little bit, yeah. I'd be lying if I wasn't, thinking about them and wondering if the clubs actually needed to do them. And like, I like that they're doing them, but if in the way that I've kind of put these clubs in my mind is, well, they want to wait, they want to see. But also, I think there's a lot of stuff going on here. Number one, yes, these players are deserving. They're tracked more than ever. Teams feel like they have a real inkling if like guys are going to be very successful in the big leagues because all the numbers are tracked in the minor leagues. They just they feel like they know that they're going to get worth better than maybe any other time before because of the data that they have. There's also, a lot of talk about, hey, if there ends up being some sort of salary cap adjustment that any contract signed before that, whether it's this CBA or in a couple of years, if another one needs to get put on, would these be grandfathered in and it wouldn't count towards some sort of cap? So there's that thinking. But I mean, I am shocked this many people have come and have signed over the last couple of years. I want to say it's been like 12. It seems like a big number like that of like people with literally no service time or a week in are getting these massive deals, but they're doing it for a reason, Rose. They don't just give out money just to give out money.
No, so Roman Anthony signed a huge deal after a couple of months last year. Started this year, though, with Cooper Pratt of Milwaukee. He's still in the minors. He's expected to have he's expected to bring a really good glove when he eventually gets to Milwaukee. And, maybe the power increases when he gets up here. We'll see. Cole Emerson, who's 20 years old, $95 million from the Mariners. 95. Then Connor Griffin's up here a week, and he gets $140 as a teenager. And now $150. It reminds me a little bit of the NFL draft from this standpoint back in the day. It was until 2011. And so your boy Matthew Stafford was one of the guys who benefited from this. But back then, and certainly when I was growing up in the 80s and 90s, there were holdouts of high first rounders who would not report to training camp because they hadn't signed their deal. Now it's pretty much slotted in. Like within days after being drafted, these guys are signing. They know exactly what they're getting. It's not a total slot, but that's basically what it is. But I'm going to give you an example. Jamarcus Russell, who was the first pick by the Raiders in 2007, he signed for $61 million. For $61 million. That's way more than the first pick will sign for. Mendoza's about to sign. It's going to be more. And he ended up walking away, crappy career. He ended up walking away with almost 40 guaranteed. And it blew up in the Raiders' face. And it was even more significant there because they've got a salary cap, a hard cap. Here we don't have that in baseball. It's taxable. It's going to hurt the teams if it doesn't work out, but you can still function. So it just kind of reminds me of that stuff that went on.
The only reason I kind of scratch my head a little bit is I feel like these guys are getting close to I want to say like a 80% of what they would make as a free agent. I know the years would be different, so you're getting them in their prime. But I'm looking at Evan Longoria's deal because that one always comes to mind as well. He signed it 24 days into his career. It was a 6-year, 17.5. So basically that covered him through arbitration. $17.5 million, okay? And then, Chris, there were 3 option years on top of that, which would bring it to $44 million over 9 years. So that, to me, is a very team-friendly deal. And you'd be like, all right, like now, I mean, I see why the team would do that because you have option years in the free agency years. Plus, you're just paying the guy basically what you're guaranteeing his arbitration, essentially, with that number. at 17.5. But these numbers here, there's no options in McGonigal's deal. Like, those are fully guaranteed free agent years at $23 million. Now, yeah, could he be like crazy good at that time and demand $40 million? Yes, I guess that'd be like roughly a little bit more than 50%. But do you know what I'm saying? Seems like the deals are getting bigger.
They are. Well, what was Longoria's year that this happened? 06?
08. So that deal ran him through. The options ran through 2016. I mean, that's not too far ago.
No, I mean, it's a decade ago. Right.
Like Sal Perez signing his first deal. Like, those deals used to be so much more on the other side. That's the only reason I'm kind of like, what the heck's going on here? Like, these agents, have they gotten better? Like,
it's big. I mean, this is big boy money. And look at the way it's gone up $100 million in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
A guy who's just got Cooper Pratt is obviously in the minor leagues. Kevin McGonigal has less than 3 weeks more major league experience, but that gets him $100 million more. Now, I understand the talent level is different. McGonigal is, I mean, holy smokes, he's top 10 already in WAR, on base. He puts together great at bats. I mean, he is everything that the Tigers said he was going to be, and then some. And I would love it if I were a Tigers fan. I hate it as a Guardians fan. I think he's going to be a superstar. I think he's well on his way. But that is a ton of guaranteed money, man.
These are no-brainer. Like, if you're the player, you sign these deals. Especially with these young guys like this. Like, you still have a chance at the end of that to get another free agency contract. But if you don't, like this, like you said, this is big boy money. Not that $44 million isn't, but $44 million versus, 150, those are two completely different stratospheres. Like, those are two completely different things.
Yep. It's incredible. It really is. One other Tigers note for you. Kenley Jansen saves the last 2 nights. We were going to talk about this on Wednesday's show if we had one. Didn't work out. But then Kenley came back and saved another close game against the Kansas City Royals. So that's career saves, 479 and 480. Jumps over Lee Smith for third most all-time. Only Mo and Trevor Hoffman are ahead of him. I know you're not huge on the Hall of Fame talk, but does it feel like it's now locked and loaded?
I mean, if he's not in the Hall of Fame, I don't understand the Hall of Fame. I already don't understand the Hall of Fame, but this is a no-brainer to me. You see the career stats, 257. He also, I mean, he strikes out a ton of people. He doesn't walk guys.
Right.
A career whip under 1. Like, this is everything you want in a closer. I remember Dodger fans, at least my buddies would say, man, like he puts runners on. He puts runners on too much. Like, and I don't know if that was just kind of like a period of time of his Dodgers tenure, but overall having a whip under 1, like this is it. Even in the postseason, the ERA in the 2s, low 2s.
2-2 is what it is. Only Mo has more playoff games pitched than this guy. To me, if I were a voting member of the Baseball Writers of America, he would have my vote when it's his time. He's going to get over 500 saves as long as he stays healthy. That's going to be an astronomical number. You want to give me a guess at how many guys who were predominantly relievers are in Cooperstown?
Oh, shoot. I know it's not that many because Billy Wagner just got in, right? Like on his last ballot.
That's correct.
Primarily relievers.
So, like, I'll give you an example. Eck is considered a reliever, even though he was a starter for a long time. He's in there.
Considered one?
No, Smoltz is not. He's more of a starting pitcher, even though he had a ton of saves.
What a career he had. Jeez.
Great.
I'm going to go 4.
It's not that few. It's
okay.
9. Okay. It's 9. So Hoyt Wilhelm is the one that a lot of people don't know about because not even I was old enough to see Hoyt Wilhelm, but pitched in more than 1,000 games. He had, I think, 143 wins as well. Predominantly as a reliever. Started like 60 games or whatever, but that's an incredible number. The other names, Raleigh Fingers, Bruce Sutter, Goose, Eck, Lee Smith, Mo, Hoffman, Wagner. Okay? Here's the thing. Lee Smith did not get in by the via the baseball writers. It was the Veterans Committee that had to put him in. And back then, it wasn't 10 years on the ballot, it was 15. And he still wasn't good enough to get in. So I'll be curious to see if, like, first ballot time, if Kenley gets in, because I don't know if it'll happen. Eck and Mo both got in on the first time. Hoffman, the guy had 600 saves, and it took him 3 times to get into the Hall of Fame. Suter, his 13th year. Goose, his 9th. Wagner, his 10th. Wilhelm, his 8th. And Raleigh Fingers got in on his 2nd year of eligibility.
I'm looking at Lee Smith's numbers right now.
Yeah, good.
Kenley's are better.
I know. Lee Smith is interesting because I saw his entire
Cy
career.
Young 2 in the bag?
Yeah, I know. So Lee Smith was
That's an 8.3 strikeout per 9?
I know. It was very different. Very different. So Lee Smith came along on the back end of the Raleigh Bruce Suter when they would pitch multiple innings for saves. Like, they would be out there sometimes throwing 3 innings. And then eventually it weaned off to the point where closers, 1 inning and done. I will tell you what Lee Smith always led the league in. The amount of time it took for him to get from the bullpen to the mound. There has never been anybody in the history of the sport who took a slower stroll than Big Lee Smith getting there. It took him forever.
Do we not have video of that? I would love to see that. I'm going to YouTube it later.
It is incredible. It really is unlike anything I've seen. Throw it in there in the comments section. Let's start guessing right now. Maybe eventually when he's up for, as long as we're still doing this show, I'll buy somebody a shirt if you can nail exactly how long it takes him to get in.
I just Google Lee Smith walks in from bullpen, and the first thing that comes up says Hall of Fame closer Lee Smith was famous for a slow, deliberate walk from the bullpen to the mound, a routine designed to help the Wrigley Field's grounds crew earn overtime pay. By dragging out his entrance, he ensured games went past 4:30 p.m., allowing his friends on the crew to get extra pay.
That is the best.
Now, man, I'm totally in on Lee Smith now. I am totally in, dude.
That is great. And he was a giant man, too.
Here's another one. He would often nap in the club's bullpen. Like,
yes.
There's a lot of good stuff out here on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's baseball was different back then, man. You know.
Who's going to tell Lee Smith anything? Nobody.
Let's head to Cincinnati. We just talked about Kevin McGonigal. I think there's somebody else that is pining for an extension.
Driven right field. The first career multi-home run game for Sal Stewart. He is 2 for 2 with a pair of 3-run bombs.
Reds take it to the Giants. He's got 7 home runs. That leads all rookies. We've talked a little bit about him on the show this year. If I'm the Reds, no joke, I find a way to extend this guy. I think he is exactly what you need. His power to all fields. 6 of his 7 homers have gone the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
How hard is that for a young guy to do?
It's easier there. There's no doubt about it. That helps quite a bit. But yeah, I mean, that to me is the mark of a true hitter, a guy that's not just going to be a one-sided power guy, a guy that can actually, a guy, I don't want to put him in the same breath as Miguel Cabrera, but that's what Miguel Cabrera did so well, is use the entire field. If you can use the entire field, that means that you're going to be less prone to slumps, and there's going to be less areas to go get you out, which we've seen so far from Sal. Yeah, I mean, everyone's talking about Jordan Walker and what he looks like. I mean, they're kind of neck and neck. I mean, that swing right there plays, Chris.
It does, and I love his leadership. The number of post-game interviews I've heard from him as a 22-year-old where I'm like, how long has he been in the big leagues? Like, he knows how to handle himself in front of a microphone. That's really mature. It's nice that a young guy is willing to take that on. I mean, he doesn't give the generic stuff about, well, I really want to thank my teammates. Like, he really digs in. He gives us good stuff. He's entertaining. And the dude hits the crap out of the baseball, man. So I guess it gets to the biggest question about the Reds this year was, is the lineup good enough to compete? What's 3 weeks in? How do you feel about it?
They're competing without the lineup being good. So I guess the answer to your question is yes. I mean, they're like very low in most statistical team stat or categories. It's basically him and Ellie that are doing damage, and nobody else really is. I mean, McLean, I really want McLean to like be this guy, and he just hasn't been. So it's interesting that they're 10-7 because their starting pitching hasn't been great either. Their offense has been very poor. I believe they've only scored over 5 runs 4 times. And then they've given up more than 5 runs 7 times. Like it just somehow they're 10-7 and ahead in the NL Central. They've just found ways to win games. That's not sustainable, Chris. They did bring up Rhys Hines, who I see here is 0 for 7 so far, but was great in spring training. He's been great in AAA. We know what he did like last year when he came up, kind of like sparked the offense. Maybe he turns it on, gets it going. Eugenio starts kind of finding his way. But they're competing without it so far. But I do believe like throughout the season, Chris, if they want to be like a team that can actually, win the Central, yeah, they gotta find more length in the lineup.
It's the Stewart and Ellie show.
Yeah.
That's been it. And Ellie hit one like 442 or 443 on Wednesday night. It was just a blast. It's been those two. We thought maybe Matt McLean was back. Great spring. Homered like every other game. Hasn't happened yet. Friedel has not played well yet. Eugenio's been fine. He went deep on Wednesday. He's been okay. Tyler Stevenson, who had a good year, has not done anything. They've gotten virtually nothing from the catching position. Ke'Bryan Hayes, great glove. Like, it's 2 guys, and you're right. That's not going to be good enough, particularly in what is perceived now to be a very entertaining and deep division. They are going to need other guys to play well. Just hasn't happened.
They're 10-7. They're doing
right.
Are they the new Guardians? Is that what's happening? They just find ways to win games?
No, because they've got 2 Jose Ramirez's, not one.
Well, I don't know. You guys got a few hitters in that lineup now.
Okay. That's not what this is about. But, the Reds fans will say, hey, look at how we've done, and Hunter Green and Nick Lodolo are nowhere to be found. So we've done a good job. Here's the Ellie. Woo! Oh, my. That is a tank and a half. Man,
Yeah,
that's
I
nice.
probably only hit – it's just such a great park to hit in. I think I hit 3 opposite field homers in my career, maybe more, maybe 4 or 5. I don't know. One of them was there. I only played 1 series there, maybe 2 series there. That's a fun place to hit, dude.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
So Sal Stewart's got 12 homers in 36 regular season games as a Red. That is the second most ever through 36 games. Do you remember the name of the guy who set the record? The number was 15, and it wasn't all that long ago.
Gosh, I do.
You know exactly who it is. I could see it.
Oh, my gosh.
It's one of the great names to have been in baseball the last 25 years. And when he did, I think he hit 19 homers that first year, and we were all like, oh, my God, this dude is a beast.
It's on the tip of my tongue, man.
You ready?
Give it to me.
Aristides Aquino. Remember him?
I do. I do.
Do you remember that run he got on? I think he hit 41 homers in his career. I'll take the over on Sal Stewart.
Okay.
I'll take the
What did Rhys Hines hit last year?
Well, he played well.
He came up and also went like bananas his first, or maybe that was in 2024 when he first came up.
All right, let's talk about the other side of that game. The Giants, who've now dropped 4 in a row. They're tied for the worst record in baseball at 6-12. Rafael Devers has not gotten going at all. Showed some frustration on Wednesday night. Struck out, walked back to the dugout, snapped his bat. I thought that was kind of cool. It pains me to even watch this. My God. Do we have the Tony Vitello or not? Do we have that?
I want to hear the Tony Vitello.
Sorry.
What do they say? People get mad at me. They say I have a hate hard on for Tony Vitello.
No, he just said what he said about Rafael Devers was, look, the guy's frustrated and the team is frustrated. He goes, but that's a dude who can be the best hitter in baseball for a week, probably longer than that throughout the season. And he's right about all that. Look, we know that it's 18 games. We can do the math. We can check out the calendar with our eyes. But how worried are you about this team?
I'm pretty worried, Chris, because they've been a middling team for the last 3 or 4 years. And this year it kind of seems like more of the same. Maybe not a 6-10 team or whatever they are, but like right now, Chris, they're last in homers and last in stolen bases, which equates to last in runs scored. I mean, that's pretty unsustainable. I think like the team identity for the Giants is supposed to be the starting pitching, right? And even that's been just ho-hum. You think they'd have a good defensive team, but that hasn't worked out well. Like not a lot of range out there and a couple guys out of position. I don't know, man. Just there's nothing like when I think of the Giants, I think, hey man, I like some of the guys on the team. I think they have a good time in the clubhouse, and I don't think about much else. Like they don't spark like a interest in me, and it's showing in the record and how they're playing right now as well.
If I could use 3 letters to describe them, it would be MEH. Meh. Like that's where it feels like it can peak. And I hate that because I love the ballpark. Fan base is really good. They've got some of my really like favorite players in the league. I like talking to them. I like being around them. I want to see them do well. And contrary to what some people believe, I am rooting hard for Tony Vitello. I am rooting hard for him. I want him to succeed. And this just looks horrific. Did you see what happened with Encarnacion? He was late getting out to right field in like the bottom of the 6th inning or the bottom of the 7th. Do you know why?
I did not see this, no.
He misplaced his glove. Yeah.
Okay.
They asked Vitello after the game. They said, what happened with that? He goes, yeah, he misplaced his glove. He goes, that can't happen. I know he was really focused on his hitting, but that's a tough one. You ever misplace your glove?
I mean, like, I don't know, maybe. Usually you just put it on the step, like near the, the exit or entrance of the dugout, and you put your hat on it and you go. But I don't think that's that big of a deal.
No, it's not.
It looks
that big
bad
of a
because
deal.
they stink right now.
That's all it is. It's not that huge a deal, but I just felt badly that they had to answer it again. And it's like, I mean, you're in the middle of coaching. I spent decades doing it. That is shit that happens in Little League. Poor kid can't find his glove. Like, okay, that's it. That's it. Jimmy, you get out there instead. Ted, you sit down. You sit down and find your glove.
They did bring up our guy, Drew Gilbert.
Yeah.
So he could be the spark they needed. He could be this. They're going to choke him out in the dugout and could spark things.
I hope so. We'll see. God. Come on, Giants. Brady's freshman college roommate, whose name is Grady. It was Brady and Grady that lived together freshman year, is a huge Giants fan. He texted me tonight. He's like, so are we going to suck all year or what? I was like, Grady, hang with him, bro. Hang with him. You got 3 World Series in your lifetime. Go drink another beer.
I mean, yeah, it's for all they've done, Chris, like new guy running the show and Buster Posey. They bring in some free agents, big trade endeavors last year, brand new manager. He probably thought he was getting like the new Sean McVay, right? Or something like that, right? Like really edgy. Let's bring in this guy. And that doesn't mean anything. How many times have I sat on this freaking show and said managers don't do much? So like, he's not going to be the savior. I don't root for him or against him. He's just there. And sometimes I'm going to laugh at his post-game press conferences.
Yeah.
But the
He
team
is
is not getting the
entertaining.
job done.
He is entertaining, though. Look, Devers, you gotta go. Please, let's crank it up a little bit. Chung-Ho Lee, let's pick it up a little bit. Elliot Ramos, let's pick it up a lot. The three of you, please. You can't have a win percentage of 333. That's going to be terrible. Not into it. Today's episode, sponsored by Hollow Socks. Let me ask you something. Why do we spend good money on great shoes and then throw on the cheapest socks that we can find? I swear to God, I have done that forever. The result was always the same. Cold feet in the morning, sweaty feet halfway through the day. Then my feet get itchy and I start scratching them, and that is terrible for the old footies. Then you try Hollow Socks, and now you can understand why people care about good socks. They're made from premium alpaca fiber that is unbelievably soft stuff. But the bigger thing is how they regulate temperature. They keep your feet warm when it's cold, breathable when it warms up. They manage moisture so your feet stay dry instead of nasty and sweaty and stanky. And for a limited time, Hollow Socks is having a buy two, get two free sale. All you have to do is head on over to hollowsocks.com today to check it out. That is hollowsocks.com for up to 50% off your order. After you purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. You could support our show, tell them that we sent you. You'll enjoy them. And those sweet feet you got will thank us as well.
Chris, I wore those socks in the warehouse randomly. I just picked them up out of the bin because I needed some black socks. They were excellent.
Nice.
So there you go, Hollow Socks.
Yeah, I have socks that they look like they have been to not great parts of the world. I can tell you that.
Socks are a weird thing, man. Like, yeah, even if they still work how they're supposed to work, the fact that they're all like gross on the bottom, like, what are you supposed to do with that? Especially in today's society where you take your shoes off when you go to people's houses. A lot of the times, and you're the guy with the crusty, like dirt on the bottom of your sock. That's not a good look.
No, it's not.
What are we supposed to do as a society?
Head on over to Hollow Socks.
Yeah.
They'll take care of you. You'll be feeling better. Okay? Thank you. Braves keep chugging along. Only the Dodgers have a better record in the game. Did you see what happened the other night?
See it there on your screen. This one deep to left, and it is gone. A release of frustration for Riley. He's got his first of the season.
Yeah. Welcome to the party, Austin Riley. Ronald Acuna. He hasn't done much either. But with all that being said, there are the Bravos. And despite all the injuries and the PED suspension of one player, they are right there and leading the division. So with the Phillies just so far and the Mets in the tank, are you willing to say that the Atlanta Braves are the team to beat?
They can be. There's definitely no doubt about it. And well, here's the thing, Chris. Here's the thing. I think before the season, when we had a few of their pitchers go out with injury, I think a lot of people wrote the Braves off, maybe myself included. I don't know where I had them ranked in the preseason, but I think it was middle of the pack because, depth is important for starting pitching through 162. They don't really have that. The guys they have right now in the rotation have been doing great. The guys they have in the bullpen have been doing great. The guys in the lineup, even though Acuna and Riley, how you mentioned, they haven't started off well, they got a lot of other guys carrying that offense. Olsen's been doing great. Like the incredible story of Dom Smith and what he's been able to do. He's been going up. Mauricio Dubon's been doing it. Drake Baldwin has turned into one of the better offensive catchers in all of baseball. So like the length of their lineup that's only going to get better. When Riley comes around, Acuna becomes himself. Even Ozzie Albies he's having a decent year. But I still think that there are some worries if you're a Braves fan, primarily the starting pitching depth. Although they have guys like this guy I played hacky sack with when he got drafted in 2021, Ian Ritchie, like he's kind of knocking on the door. Like, so maybe he's an answer to that problem.
Wait,
I think
you played a hacky sack with him.
I did, yeah. It's like randomly I don't know if he was hacky sacking, and I just went up to him and was like, "Dude, like I play hacky sack too. Like, let's do it." I think that's what happened.
You still hacky?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I always have a hacky sack with me.
How have I never seen? I mean, I know you always bring your glove and a baseball everywhere.
I don't know, Chris. When the softball girls were there for blitzball, we were playing hacky sack.
And I wasn't invited?
Yeah. How are your hips right now?
How do you think my hips are? It looks like I should be birthing. That was the thing. Michelle always joked that if we had a third child, because of the way my hips are shaped, I was going to carry the thing, deliver.
All right. Well, look. Yes, they are a team that needs to be given respect to. I think they can win the NL East. I think that the Phillies still are going to be fine. I'm not worried about the Phillies whatsoever. I am worried about the Mets. That's for damn sure, Chris.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. It doesn't usually I don't really put like a true opinion on a team this early because we've seen it could backfire on us before. But these Mets, man, it looks bad.
I am willing to say that the Braves are the team to beat. And I think I had them as the third wild card.
Okay.
I believe so at the beginning of the season. But I would, if I could redo something, I would redo this. Here's why I believe it. First of all, I do think that Dom Smith has provided something in that clubhouse that they have not had. I think there's kind of a looseness, a smile on his face constantly. And let's remember, I mean, he lost his mom, what was it, 3-4 weeks ago or so? And he, this could have been very difficult for him. And what does he do? He hits off a walk-off grand slam. I mean, he is in 11 of the 12 games in which he's gotten at least more than one plate appearance, he's hit successfully in. So he's like the 2020 Dom Smith. This is what we're seeing. The bullpen has been unreal. I can't read that stuff. My eyes are shit. What does that say? Or do I have the Braves in there or not? I guess I don't even have the Braves in there. I had the Mets last, huh?
Yeah,
They
lose to the Mets in the opening round.
Got it. Okay, so I had the Mets winning the division and losing. All right, so yeah, I'd like to maybe flip those at best.
You had the Phillies in as well. Like you were just all about the NL East this year.
Yes. So I was getting to the point about the bullpen. All right, their bullpen has been absolutely phenomenal. On Wednesday night, Bito's the guy that gave up three runs, so he's been hit and miss. The other 4 guys they threw after Elder, who, by the way, has a below 1 ERA, started. Lee and Kinley each have a 1.13 ERA. My buddy Bobby Suarez, 1.17. And Raisel Iglesias, 0.00 in 7 games pitched. That's going to keep you in a lot of games.
Yes.
And Strider, Waldrop, Schwellenbach, Smith-Shawver have not thrown a pitch. They're all expected back. Kim and Murphy haven't been in the lineup yet.
That's true. I keep forgetting about Ha-Seong Kim.
Yep. Well, that's because Dubon is played out of his gourd.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't thought about Sean Murphy either.
So they're going to have they're looking way better than I anticipated. I just thought too many injuries and all that BS with Profar.
Yeah, I had them ranked 14th in my power rankings.
Oh.
I had your Guardians ahead of them at 12, by the way. But I had also the Mets 3. Yeah. I have Cubs, Brewers making it. I don't hate my thing except for the Mets.
Yeah, Mets got to pick it up. All right. Hey, want to tell you about this, that today's episode was sponsored by SoFi. For a lot of people getting into crypto, a little bit overwhelming, and you can understand why. Trading platforms, complicated. There's a lot of hesitation about using unfamiliar apps instead of a trusted financial institution. Well, that's where SoFi comes in handy. SoFi is the first nationally chartered bank where you can buy, sell, hold cryptocurrency, all from one simple, easy-to-use app. With access to over 25 cryptocurrencies on a federally regulated platform, SoFi offers the added confidence and the safeguards that you'd expect from a bank. Here's the best part. It's all integrated into the same app you already use for your finances, meaning you can manage your crypto right alongside your checkings, your savings, and your other investments. And from now until June 30th, new SoFi crypto members can receive up to $1,000 to help kickstart their crypto journey. Now, crypto, I want to let you know, it is inherently risky. You need to make sure it's right for your financial situation. But if you're ready to explore crypto with SoFi, all you have to do is visit SoFi.com/JohnBoy to start your crypto journey today. All right. Once again, I want to apologize that the Wi-Fi took a crap on Wednesday in the neighborhood. I was mad.
You were mad. We just gave the people an hour and a half episode, so I think that's we're okay.
Did we make up for it? All right. So we'll be back at it on Friday. Plouffe will not be here. The old Daltonator will be. Dalton Feely, well rested, ready to speak his piece about the baseball world. We're letting him come out of the dungeon where he does all the hard work for the research on the incredible Talkin' Baseball. But we're going to give him a microphone, so look out.
He's great. I love it.
He's a smart guy. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe, I am Chris Rose. We will see you Friday here on Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile.